CountryWide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perriam-Lampp.
We are going to kick off with Jo Luxton, Labor spokesman for Agriculture, Biosecurity and Customs. Jo, g'day. Welcome to the show. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us as always.
Morning. It's nice to be here. I'm supposed to be on house duty at the moment, but I've managed to get a little bit of leeway so I can chat to you.
Did I get you out of house duty? What does house duty mean?
House duty is when you have to be in the House. You're not speaking on legislation, but each party is required to have a certain number of MPs in the House at any one time, so you're allocated house duty. And currently the House is an extended sitting, which we normally wouldn't be, but normally this is Select Committee day, but we're in there doing some treaty settlement bills this morning.
Okay, well, is that so when we turn into Parliament TV, it doesn't look like the place is empty? Is that what this is about?
Not quite. A lot of people say that the only time the House full is question time, but other time there's lots of empty seats. But you've only got to be in the House when you're debating on something or on house duty, or if you want to be there to contribute in some way. So it's not compulsory to be in there. We're usually in Select Committee at this time.
Yeah, also, and interestingly, Select Committee is where we see the House, and that's where all the argy-bargy is. Select Committee is where all the work gets done, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
And is that when you're actually even nice to some of your colleagues across the floor?
I'm always nice to my colleagues. But yeah, I have to say, I've been on a few Select Committees since my time in Parliament, but primary production is the best Select Committee. It's very collegial and it's a really, really good proactive Select Committee.
It's interesting you should say that, because I missed you in Parliament a couple of weeks ago. I actually went into the bar late one night. Someone let me in. The new bar, the flash one that's been done up, or the little one on the side. And I had a really good conversation with Steve Abel, and he said exactly the same thing, because is it Mark Cameron's the chair of the primary?
He was. It's Miles Anderson now.
Oh, okay. But I found that a really interesting point, where he said, look, Steve said, this is the best Select Committee. It's the one where we all get on the best. We all talk very collegially and a lot gets done. And I think probably a lot of listeners and viewers probably wouldn't quite understand that. What makes that Select Committee then so collegial, so positive?
I think it's because we all want the best for the agriculture and primary sectors. So we know that that's one of the most important parts of our economy in New Zealand, and we just want to make sure that everything is right for that sector.
I mean, by default, you would kind of think someone, and I have a lot of respect for Steve Abel, and I like Mark Cameron a lot. But when Steve said to me, look, Mark's he was a really good chair. We got on really, really well. And I thought, like from the outside, rural New Zealand might not understand that, right? I was surprised. Not that I should have, because I know them both and I like them both, but it was just nice to hear it, I guess.
No, and it's absolutely true. We're all, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, right? We're all people, and we do get on really well. There's obviously times where we have robust conversations, but they're always done in a really respectful way. So it's some Select Committees I've been on in the past, and if I think back to my first term in Parliament, they were a bit feisty at times, but I much prefer the collegial way.
Last time we talked to you, you were on the beach in Gizzy. Today you're in the office in the work attire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know.
Well, last time we talked, I asked you this question. Have we got some Labor Party ag policy yet? When are we going to see that? Have you got something you can share with us?
I'm not going to announce anything with you on the show today, but I can assure you it's being worked on, and I know that people out there are asking the question, really want to know what we are thinking. And I think I may have said to you last time, the budget is only a couple of weeks away, and we really want to make sure that whatever policy we announce, we absolutely can deliver on. So we need to see how much money is in the kitty before we make those announcements.
So you've actually got some policy then? That's what you're telling me? There is some policy?
There's some sitting there, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, and are we going to like it?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Because, and I don't want to rake over old coals here, but Labor has had a lot of work to do to regain trust of the rural sector. Do you think you're moving down that way? Do you think you have?
The feedback I'm getting is really positive. You're absolutely right. We had a lot of work to do. We need to build trust, but you can't build trust unless you've got relationships first, and that's why that's been a real focus for me. So I think that we are definitely making some headway there.
Okay. Interesting. We're looking forward to it. I must say, we're very much looking forward to Labor Party ag policy, and also policy from all of the parties actually leading into election year. It's close. What are we, 6 months away? The old argy-bargy is going to start, particularly we've seen it in the coalition, but it certainly gets exciting for media election years. It's a lot of fun. Are you looking forward to it?
I'm really looking forward to it, actually. And I think that New Zealanders at this point in time aren't necessarily switched into it just yet. They've got a lot of other things that they're worrying about, paying their bills, buying their groceries. So I imagine that when we get into campaign proper, once the House rises, there'll be all eyes will be on.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Speaking of getting into the campaign proper, or people not completely focusing on it, I've been fascinated over the last week to 10 days by the local government announcement from Chris Bishop and Simon Watts. I might have missed it, and I know it's not your policy, your portfolio, your agriculture, biosecurity, and customs, but it is a big issue for rural New Zealand, and by default, I guess agriculture is a big part of rural New Zealand. What's Labor made of the announcement from the government on local government reform?
I guess the one positive is that that the councils have been consulted and able to consult on their own reforms. However, the timeline is very, very short. I've had concerns from people in rural areas saying, we're really worried that our voice is going to be lost. We're going to be swallowed up into a massive urban area, and we will lose the ability to have our voices heard. That's a genuine concern out there. I've had comments from, I won't identify the person, but a councillor who said that they feel that this government is just punching down on councils. So, I would just say that, the government does need to fund councils to properly deliver the services that they require, that their ratepayers require. Yeah,
for me, what I'd be interested in to know, and I know there's been a lot of talk this week or the last 10 days about a grand coalition, putting that to one aside, and I'm not going to ask you about that because that would be unfair, but for something like this, bipartisan support, one of the main things that I'm hearing from people is they're sick of flip-flopping. They're sick of these massive wild changes, swings that we get from one government to the next, whether it's a 3 or 6 year term or whatever. Come back in and the coalition was guilty of this, absolutely guilty of it, particularly with RMA reforms and other things, and health and education, if you want to start. But is this something that the Labor Party, if it was leading a government, would look at and go, hey, we need to continue this?
Look, I can't really give you a definitive answer on that, Andy. I think that we need to wait and see what it is that the councils themselves come out with and the decisions they make, because we can't say whether it's right or wrong until we get all that information. But we just need the government to be funding councils properly.
Well, but isn't the local ratepayers' job to fund councils?
Yeah, but there are other things that the government can do to support councils, right? I mean, I know that our Three Waters wasn't a popular option, but it was one way that would have saved ratepayers' money. But I mean, that's gone. That's by the way now. So I think we just need to wait and see what it is that the councils themselves come up with before we can really make a fulsome decision on whether it's something that we continue with.
Okay. I just want to change tack because, and I'm sorry I didn't send you some info on this, but I just picked up something you said about doing some research for the interview, actually, that you had spoken about research funding, research, education, rural infrastructure, not enough. One thing that you said, stifling agricultural growth by not investing enough in research, education, rural infrastructure and long-term planning. Is that something which you think is, that the government is cutting that research funding too much? I know there's been some changes and they kind of talk about moving it from one pot to another pot.
Yeah, but I think if you think about those involved in the science sector, there's been a lot of cuts there, a lot of job losses there. We're losing some of our best and brightest. and the best and brightest are those are the ones that contribute to the agricultural sector and in the tech side of things. And so I do think there's been too much of a large cut in that area, and it's going to be to the detriment of our agricultural sector potentially.
All right. Well, it's certainly it's going to be a fun 6 months. You are standing in Tairāwhiti, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
You've moved from up north.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I grew up. That's where I'm from.
So, in a full-on candidacy, not a list MP, full-on candidacy for their seat. It's up against you've got several up there, I guess.
Just Dana Kirkpatrick is the current sitting.
Dana, that's right. Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I suppose a good battle. You'll have fun up there.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. It's a large area, huge geographical area, but yeah, it's a really amazing place.
All right, Jo, really appreciate your time. Jo Luxton there, Labor spokesperson for Agriculture, Biosecurity and Customs. Looking forward to some policy. 2 weeks, so what, do I give you a week after the budget?
No, you're just going to have to be patient. But am I going to see you at the Beef and Lamb Awards next week?
Yes, you are. Yes, next week. Yeah, we're broadcasting live from there, actually, for a couple of days.
And you're aware that Tairāwhiti Whenua Charitable Trust is up for an award?
I am aware. So that means my good friend Hilton and Pania. Will Pania be there?
I would assume so, yeah. Amazing work there in Tairāwhiti, so it's only fair that I give them a shout out.
Oh, absolutely. No, they do it. I've been very privileged to go up and spend some time with them and look at the work that Tairāwhiti Whenua Trust do up there with Hilton and the whole crew. So it is, it's an amazing story, actually. And I haven't talked too much about it on this show, but I'll be looking forward to showcasing it, and hopefully they come out with a victory.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week. I'm on the panel in the afternoon as well, so.
All right. Okay. Well, I look forward to it. Okay. Hey, Jo, I'll let you go. I'll let you get back to the house. You can't sit around and talk to me all day and hide, okay? You're out of school.
Yeah. All right. Thanks heaps. See you, Andy.
All right. Great to catch up with Jo Luxton, their Labor spokesperson for Ag, Biosecurity and Customs.
CountryWide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perriam-Lampp.